Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast, the news edition.
Woo!
Let's go.
The news.
Breaking news.
So, sorry we haven't done it in a bit, but we are doing June. This is June, yeah? It's the end of June. What is it?
It's the 28th.
Last few days, last few days of June.
We're going to make up for a little bit of May, too.
Yeah, this is the quarter in review.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of crazy shit happened in June.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, some wild stuff.
Fuck yeah.
First thing on our docket is the Tuah Girl.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
God, like...
Super viral.
Yeah, she's the hero that we needed.
So if you don't know, I mean, how do you explain it?
If you don't have social media
at
all.
So go ahead,
So
Jorge.
there's this girl that was interviewed randomly
on
the street, like outside of one of those like strips where they have a bunch of bars.
Yeah.
I think it was in Nashville.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The only place I'm like,
Makes
where are
sense.
the bars? It's like New Orleans or Nashville.
Also, she does have a little twang.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
exactly.
It's like, love you,
So-
Pookie.
Technically, her friend was being interviewed more,
And
and
she
then
was, like, next to her.
like one of these questions, her friend's like, I don't know how to answer it, and then like so she brings her in, and the guy's like what's that one thing that you
what's
do
that
in
good at
bed?
it?
What's that one? No, he's like, what's that one move that you do that the guy just can't resist or something?
Yep.
So
And-
I
Go ahead.
got to reenact
Do
it.
it,
She's
yeah.
like, oh, you got to give him that hot tour. You know what I'm talking about?
Spit on that
thing.
Yeah. Okay, so now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know. It's hilarious. It's pretty fucking
The
funny.
memes are next level.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like when you give him that hot tour.
So it's turned into like a whole thing. A whole thing.
viral
Yes,
sensation.
absolutely insane. And so she's
There
actually...
was like a bunch of videos of like, who is this girl? Because
Yeah.
she wasn't even
I think-
really
no,
online,
I
or
think
she deleted her
she
shit.
deleted her shit.
Oh, okay.
And then now she's back because she realized, like, why am I not monetizing this?
Well, also she got fired.
Yeah, because she was like a
What?
preschool teacher
Yes.
or something.
No, I didn't even know that.
Dude.
Holy shit.
So she's like, oh shit, what am I
That
gonna do
sucks.
for some money
I
now?
know, like teaching those 3-year-olds how to hack too. Spin on that thing.
Oh my god.
So since that time, she has started merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Hawk 2 2024 hat
Oh,
and
yeah?
shirt and stuff like that. Apparently, she has already made $60,000.
She could have been. She could have been like
Yeah.
easily in a couple
Just in
hundred
merch.
if she would have started earlier.
Yeah. So
Like
You know,
OnlyFans.
You got to capital. Oh,
So,
you got to capitalize.
it brings me
Oh,
up a-
dude, she would crush it.
She'd make
would
600 grand.
slay it, like tonight. Like,
Yeah.
it brings up a question though. So her video now is used in
everything.
hundreds of videos, thousands of videos.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Bro.
So do you lose your right to yourself on those videos? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
Once you put it on there, forget about
Well,
I mean, maybe like
You can't copyright yourself. You can maybe copyright,
you can copyright the saying.
the saying, but she
you can
didn't.
copyright the saying.
Of
Yeah,
course she didn't.
she could have easily trademarked and copyrighted the saying.
Right.
You know,
But
like-
then there's also this whole thing of like, I think it's called Creative Commons or whatever. So you
Okay.
can, as long as you put
Yeah.
your own little twist on it, you can use whatever you want
and
out of
that's
the
and
internet.
also too, like if you post something on like Instagram or like shorts on YouTube, there's a little thing that you can actually select to give people the right to remix them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
depending
right.
on what they do.
Yeah, so they have to then add their own content to it,
Mm-hmm.
but they can use it if you don't deselect that, because you can say no, you can't can't remix it, you
Yeah.
can't use it.
Yeah.
But clearly she did not.
And
it
it
was-
wasn't
it
even
wasn't
really
her.
hers.
Yeah, it was not even her.
It was the
it
guy
wasn't her
that
property,
the
yeah.
guy that was doing the interview. It was his video.
Yeah, so it was probably in essence he owns her.
True.
Like he owns her.
True.
What's hilarious about it is if you Google like news it, there's like all these articles about what does the Hawk 2 mean?
Oh my god.
It's obviously leaned towards like, boomers or whatever. I'm like, well, this is what happens. Hawk 2 is you're spitting on the penis. And, it helps the situation. Yeah.
It reminds me of that. Remember that Dave Chappelle, like when he's talking about, that song, like to the window.
Yeah.
To the
Oh,
window.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, he was like, man, what's gonna happen when white people find out what skeet? They're like, oh my God, what have we done? Skeet.
So her name's Haley Welch, and power to you. I hope you do well.
Yeah.
Good for you,
There
Haley.
you go.
Thank you for saying what we all wanted to hear.
I mean, she, honestly, if anything, she just made everybody laugh.
oh, totally.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Across the planet.
So many memes.
Yeah, it's awesome. So next up is there's a new movie coming out, and it's about the moon landing being faked. It's called Fly Me to the Moon. It's an upcoming American romantic comedy helmed by director Greg Berlanti. And the cast includes Scarlett Johansson, Channing
I'm in.
Tatum,
So
and a bunch of other people. And
who we don't care
basically-
about.
Yeah.
Also, our friend Woody Harrelson's in there.
Oh, sorry.
Love that guy.
Dude, he's amazing.
If you want to come on the show, bro,
Dude, literally.
I'm gonna give a shout out. Woody Harrelson just started a podcast with Ted Danson, and it's about the Cheers, and he interviews
Yeah, because Woody was on Cheers.
Yeah, he interviewed Conan. He interviewed a bunch of people.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So he's
Okay.
got his own podcast now.
Please come on our podcast. Woody.
Yeah.
We'll pay you what we can.
I mean, or let us watch yours. We'll
like
I'll fly out and
live.
just
Yeah,
be like,
that's like let us be in the room,
yeah,
brother.
Yeah. So, but the idea of this movie is that they have NASA hires just in case. They hire a film studio.
Just in case.
They hire a film studio to film a fake moon landing.
Just in case.
I mean, we haven't seen the movie.
We can't let the Russians beat us.
So I don't know the exact story, but they film it as a fake landing just in case they don't make it.
As a backup.
Yeah. Or
I love
the real deal. We don't really know. Yeah. So that movie comes out July 12th. And it's gonna be streaming too on Apple TV. But I thought it was pretty rad because we've also done our first episode was
the moon landing.
moon landing, and
It's one of our top episodes too.
I know.
I know. We might have.
Yeah.
Everybody's always searching
SEO
for
the
that.
shit out of
I
that.
know.
Change that episode name to "Fly Me to the Moon."
It was definitely our most drunkest episode. Just FYI. It was our first one. We don't know what we're doing. Yeah, we're like yelling at each other.
I know, on our terrible little baby, like handheld battery operated mixer, like around the round table. I think we were drinking Miller High Lifes.
Yeah.
It was like good times.
In other news, Roaring Kitty is back.
Diamond Hands.
Meme stock.
The original Diamond Hands.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, GameStop, AMC. It feels like it's 2020, 2021 all over again.
What time to be alive.
So if you haven't, there's a movie. It's a cool movie.
It's actually a good movie.
Yeah, what was it called?
It's called Dumb Money.
Dumb
Oh, yeah.
Money. Yeah, and it was with Paul Dano. Really, I thought it was entertaining.
Seth
Yeah, it was
Rogen,
good.
and
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good.
Yeah. The man at the center of the pandemic meme stock craze appeared online for the first time in 3 years, and he sent the price of the quirky and volatile shares sharply higher. His name's Keith Gill. If you don't know him, it's actually a really cool story. He basically, for years, was a fan of buying GameStop stock and options, and then it took off in like this weird meme world and online and
On
Reddit,
Reddit
etc.
mostly, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reddit.
Also as a way to kind of combat the system.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
Yeah, that's
the
what it was.
financial
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
monsters of controlling everything, and they're like, "Fuck
Yep.
you."
Yeah, that's right. So and it skyrocketed. I mean, it went from
I think it
like
went
$3
to like I think like $68, like it was at
yeah,
peak or some
and
shit
then
like that.
so but he disappeared for all this time. So it happened, and then 3 years went by, and now
But he had never sold his shares.
We don't know.
He sold.
He sold.
We don't know. That's
he
the thing.
sold some,
There's a
for sure.
3 year gap. We
Oh, so
don't
maybe
know.
he sold them all and they came
Yeah,
back.
we
like,
don't
yeah, that's what
know.
I'm saying.
Bump it up again.
Yeah.
We don't know. So then he came back and he started tweeting out his own created GIFs and memes and whatever, and that's all
But it
he
was funny
said.
because it didn't
wasn't
even
e-
say anything, right?
Yes,
It was just
exactly.
a picture.
And people are like,
Exactly.
he's like,
Yes,
we gotta buy it.
It was literally a picture of him like sitting back on the chair, and then he just like leans forward,
Mhm.
and that's it, right?
That's it. That was
What
the first
fuck?
one.
And people are
After
like,
3
gotta
years.
buy it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So then the stock shot up, and then GameStop, the company, they raised $3 billion in cash,
I think instantly, it was like a day.
right? And so now they're sitting on, I think it's $4 billion in cash, and Roaring Kitty now is still sitting on the stock, and that's where we are today.
He's got a shitload of it.
So
What's
it
crazy
shot
is-
up,
Yeah.
and Jorge and I bought it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Jorge made a little money.
No. Well, first Eric's like, this thing's going on with GME or whatever. I'm like, fuck, all right. And then I look at it and it like already had taken off. I'm like, I'm not buying this shit. Like, whatever. This is just gonna crash again, right? So I think it comes back down or whatever, and then I buy at like $24.
Yeah.
And then it goes up again a little bit, and then I made $500. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Hey, dude, that's my honey.
Yeah. So it's Jorge is the opposite of Diamond Hands.
Yes.
What's the opposite? It's like
I think I held it
soft
for
gelatin
was it
hands.
pillow hands?
like a day. I held it.
Gelatin hands.
Anyways, but I mean, I love the story because it is a little bit of like trying to create this short squeeze, and if you don't know what that is, then look that up. But It's trying to create
a short squeeze is really simple. So in the stock market world, you can what's called short a stock, meaning you're betting on the price of that stock to go down. Yeah. So then you make money off it. So in essence, you're like, hey, I'll be selling at this price.
Right.
So if you're gonna sell, let's say you're gonna sell at $20, but then the price of the stock goes down, and you're not paying for the stock up front. Yeah. So let's say it goes down to $5, you're in essence you're making $15 per every share that you're selling.
And what you're doing is you're borrowing.
You're borrowing the money.
Yes.
So in a short squeeze, you're in essence you're forcing the amount of the stock up. And so what people don't realize, so in a short, you're betting on to go down, but if it goes up, you can lose an infinite amount of money because the stock theoretically can go infinitely high. Yeah. So they're saying like, okay, if it goes up, they have to then buy the stock at the price that it's at. Yeah. Which if it goes up by $50, you're out. You're out a shitload more money.
Yeah, that's right. You're fine. And so in a short squeeze, they're betting that the people who are lending the shares to short don't actually have them, but they're ghost shares. They're like, and in order to get those shares, they have to buy them on the open market. Yep. So if there's enough buying pressure,
then it keeps going up.
Theoretically, there's a short squeeze because all of these people who shorted it had to buy the stock to get it and pay back the shorting.
Yeah, the loan.
Yeah, the loan part
exactly.
Of it. So it remains to be seen whether or not it does happen.
In case you didn't hear, so this guy, Roaring Kitty, he had some stock. He had a bunch of stock. A shitload. And then he also had some what's called options. Yeah. Don't need to get into that. Whatever. Yeah. The point is, this guy was up like $80 million in one day, right? Yeah. It was like in one day he was up $80 million. His total net worth at that point was like $500 million, and like we were texting each other. We're like, fucking sell.
I would have been so out of it, like, fuck you, diamond losers.
Yes.
I am rich.
Oh my god. I hope he got some money, man.
That's why you got to join our Discord, because we're also stock traders.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, it's not financial advice at all. But buy that shit now. No, it's not. It's not financial advice. All right. Well, I mean, I love the story. I hope they do well. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like the little man against the big man.
I'm still too afraid to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's dead.
I'm too chicken shit.
Again.
Yeah. But he didn't do anything.
It did. It went up to like 60 or something.
But he didn't sell anything. Now he's just gonna sit on it.
I'm saying the stock is dead again.
Maybe he's shorting it now.
What I love about Now let me ask a question though. GameStop as a company.
It's a terrible model.
Do you guys?
You know what? It doesn't even fucking matter.
No, do you ever go there?
It doesn't matter though. Like whatever they.
Well, yeah, it does.
No, because
it's got 5,000 retail stores.
I just think brick and mortar for games.
They were going bankrupt back in 2020 or whatever it was, and it was shooting up.
Why don't they do Netflix but for games?
Because even then, like they would have to own the rights. Like Microsoft does it where it's like, oh, you just get the games online, you can just download the games. Yeah. But they don't own the rights to then allow you to download the games. Yeah. So then they would have to ship you the games, and then like it's just also.
But how does Netflix do that? They don't own the rights to the movie.
They pay.
Oh, pay for the rights.
They pay for the rights, and that's
why they got $4 billion cash. GameStop does now. They could do something.
Yeah, but it's all like it's like leasing. You in essence you lease rights to it, but then.
Yeah, but then you sell memberships like Netflix does, and then you make a bunch of money.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I feel like we're missing something. Like,
but the thing is, the game companies like they don't care.
I know, because they make so much
money.
They're
like,
anyways.
Why would we need to lease you anything? Like, they have to buy it from us.
Yeah.
Like, why would we add a third-party member into it?
Yeah, I get it.
That's what the movies thought.
Well,
until Netflix came around.
Well, no, the movies is different because movies you don't. Like they don't.
That's their job is to lease it out.
Like,
that's how they normally.
That's like the
that's how they do it to movie theaters. Like they lease it out to the movie theaters.
They have to make as much money as possible to pay back the shitload of money that they use to.
Fucking so George Clooney's salary.
They're like anybody who wants it. Like fucking take it. Come on.
That's true.
So they pay fucking Leo $20 million.
I know, right? It's crazy. They're like, don't worry, Netflix is gonna pick it up. We're gonna be fine.
Well, I don't know what they're gonna do with that $4 billion. I mean, if there is a theory rolling around the internet that they're going to turn into a Berkshire Hathaway.
It's another.
It's a holding company.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they just bought, like Berkshire bought like See's Candies and fucking they just became a holding company.
Of course.
You know,
that's why
so-
Berkshire Hathaway stock's worth. It's like literally one stock is like
I can't even own them.
$200,000.
Yeah, I can't
It's
even
like
own them,
insane.
yeah.
It's so stupid.
All right, well, good luck, Roar and Kitty. So next up is the presidential debate happened.
Oh my god.
That
The
just happened
first-
last night
The
for us.
first,
yeah.
the first of 2024.
God, what a fucking
Probably the only.
shit
I don't
show,
think they're gonna
bro.
do another one.
Oh no, I'm gonna read this.
Okay.
Oh, this is breaking news. Breaking.
Breaking.
So the first debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump took place June 27th,
Mm-hmm.
2024 on CNN, which was surprising to me,
Yeah.
actually, in Atlanta. It was super anticipated. I don't know how many people watched it, but I'm
think
pretty
lot of
sure a
people
lot
did.
of people.
I mean, me and my wife
yeah.
were watching it in bed at like
Yeah.
11. Like,
Yeah,
like,
It was a little different than what they had done in the past.
no
There were-
live, no live audience.
No live audience.
Muted mics.
Only 2 of them. So like they
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
let RFK Jr. in
Mhm.
because he didn't meet a threshold of
Some
polls.
bullshit,
I don't.
man.
That was weird to me. Yeah. Which is kind of like itself problematic because you're like, well,
You only need to
you
hear 2
can't-
people.
yeah, you can't be a candidate because nobody surveyed,
And
but so you cannot promote yourself.
But it also makes it seem like
I don't know
like,
what- yeah.
the
I don't
two-party
like
system.
that.
It's like two-party system.
I don't like
control.
that. Yeah,
It's
I
like,
don't
oh
like
well,
that.
you're
I
not
didn't
part
like
of
that
the
at
main
all.
2 parties, so
Yeah.
you're
I didn't like
you're
that at all.
useless.
I don't even give a shit if you.
But let's
fucking
be
get-
honest.
if you
There's
get
only
fucking-
there's really only 2
I don't give you.
that
I
have,
don't care if
that
you,
have a shot.
No.
Yes.
Not if you give them the floor.
I mean, honestly, like
Before giving them the floor,
Okay,
there was
honestly,
only
let
2
me
options.
give you a
if
theory.
RFK was there, everyone might have been like, "Man, maybe we should vote for this one."
That's-
Because like they would have been
that's-
like,
that's a good
"Ooh,"
point.
like-
That's a good
I mean,
point.
if you had Jimmy Carter there, you know what I mean? In '98,
in wheelchair roll his ass out there. Like,
yeah, Jimmy Fallon there, shit.
fucking Helen Keller.
Helen Keller there with fucking Ann holding her hand.
So there were very strict rules this time because I don't know if you watched the last 4 years ago.
Dude,
it was like a wild card.
It
Just
was
everybody
shit show.
yelling at
The
each other.
best, dude. I love it.
I know it was one of the more
hilarious.
entertaining.
It was
It
so
was, it was.
fucking great. Trump's
So-
like, "Fuck you."
So they had timers and they had mute buttons,
Mhm.
and they had no audience, and they had only 2 of them.
Yes.
That was the main,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
the main
yeah.
rules. Yeah.
And there's also 7-minute delay.
Whoa,
okay. I didn't know
7.
that.
There was
Wow.
a 7-minute delay when usually it was only a 10-second delay
Yeah.
from like when the film hits your.
So
your
just in
TV.
case they like went brawled.
Yeah, there's like, or it's like Joe Biden like falls asleep. And like, it's like a commercial
Technical
break.
difficulties.
Somebody just keels over and dies.
know, they're like-
Well,
We'll be right
Yeah.
back after a word from our sponsors.
so the major topics, of course, were the economy, healthcare, foreign policy. Biden defended his economic policies, emphasizing job growth and his efforts
Immigration.
at inflation reduction. Trump criticized Biden's handling of the economy, pointing to high inflation rates and arguing that his policies were bullshit. Healthcare reform. There was a couple weird statements in there of from Biden of like, we
Just a
beat
couple.
Medicare.
Yeah, it's like
He said we beat
the
Medicare, and I was
Trump's
like,
response
what?
was like, "Yeah, that's right. You beat it to death."
Yeah. I was like, I don't get that. Like, what do you mean? You beat it? That's
It's like, well, then why am I still paying
Yeah.
into it? I'm still
it's also
paying
not like
Medicare,
it's
goddamn.
not like a fight.
I know, like,
I just want to be able to go to a hospital.
I know. It's like, well, it's also
Personally.
like I'm paying it, like, but then I'm cool. I'm paying for something that I'll
Yeah.
never get to use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, thanks. Same thing with Social Security.
yeah.
I'll never see a dime of Social
Yep.
Security. That well's gonna drive way before we.
They
get it.
did bring up Social Security,
They did.
and Biden's plan is a very simple plan, but it's to tax anybody, more taxes for anybody who makes more than $400,000.
Yeah.
For Social Security specifically. So they would be like
Because
right now we
since,
pay.
since we spent all the money and inflation's so high that Social Security was based on the fact that it would never take more than 2%.
Yeah.
2% of
Your paycheck or whatever, yeah.
of the pay of the people, and now it's like
6.
it's like dramatically
we're
more,
about at 6.
but it's still
Yeah.
not even like Social Security will fail in the next like 10 years.
Yeah, and that's a problem because that's our retirement.
Yeah,
Not
and-
our retirement. I mean, essentially it's our
Essentially it is.
retirement.
It's-
It's for people who
it's
cannot do another retirement.
Yeah, it's like
And
and it's
it's ours,
it's assisted.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you. That's why you pay into it.
It's a
you pay into it so
it's a
you
pay
get
it-
it on
it's
the
a-
back end.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a pay it forward program.
yeah, it's like
like
I'm gonna get it. I'm
your-
gonna help you out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now, your paycheck, that 6% goes to people who are retired.
Correct.
That's who are getting paid out. So that would suck if
Yeah, I will be working
we
till I'm
did
90.
If we did,
Yeah.
Like literally.
But his plan is that anybody over 400 grand
Pays more.
adjusted income on your tax return pays 1% extra.
Oh,
See,
1%.
My only thing about that is like, okay, like, but why does that like matter? Because if you look at the amount of people that make over 400 grand,
It can't be that much.
dude, it's so little.
1%?
It's less than 1%.
Really?
No,
It's-
I would say it's about 1%.
Do you know what? Do you know what the average? Do you know what? Guess what the average wage of
the
an
US?
American is in the U.S.
The average?
Average wage of an
I
I'm
don't
American.
gonna go
know.
55.
50?
Yeah, it's like $56,000.
Yeah, that's what. So that's what I'm saying. It's like 1%. Because I know.
So like, cool. You're gonna.
I
take
think I
it-
saw one time it is 1% of the population that makes more than 400.
Yeah.
It's less, dude.
It
It's
might be
less?
less.
It's less.
It might be less.
It's 100% less.
Yeah, it might be less.
No, because if you make over 100 grand, I think, and it's if you make over 150 or something, you're in like literally the 1%. It's like that. It's like that
Yeah.
skewed.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So like my point is like, cool. It's like
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah.
people that, like,
Except you're not because of fucking inflation.
no, but
No,
but
I
e-
know. Totally.
But even so, even if you want to do that, it's just a ploy. It's just to be like, oh, we're taxing the rich, but like the tax
Yeah.
code's still a tax code, and if you're rich enough, you still avoid that. You still are probably paying around 8% taxes. Anyway,
But
so it doesn't even matter. Like add the 1%, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't change
so
anything.
so there's a couple things, right? One is I didn't hear Trump's. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I
but
didn't
he
hear the
didn't
whole
have a plan
I didn't. I
For the Social
I
Security.
started
after
on
that.
it too late.
Yeah. So I don't know what Trump's plan is
I have
on
no
the
idea.
Social Security. 'Cause
No, he didn't.
like
he didn't
Sean
really
said,
go over anything.
it's probably at 15 years out, and then we're
And it's toast.
in a problem.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Trump had a plan or he just didn't answer that.
He might have just not.
He
answered.
kind of danced around.
He-
it.
he danced around a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. That's what he started off like super hot.
Every question they fielded him, it was always like, "Oh, let me start off by clarifying what he just said.
He
Like,
did-
let me
he
defend
literally-
myself."
He always says.
Yeah.
The other thing that was brought up was that combating inflation, and part of inflation that exists is the tariffs on foreign countries, specifically China, coming in on products,
Yep.
right? And I see this because I work in manufacturing and e-commerce,
Mhm.
and so a majority of our products are from China.
Mhm.
And so we have a 20% tariff on anything coming in from the port of China.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that is attributing not only the printing of money from COVID, but the 20% tariff on top of it is also inflating prices, right? Because we have to pay 20% more in cost.
Yeah, because they're
You
gonna
know.
charge more.
Yeah, exactly. So Biden really went hard on Trump because Trump implemented that before he left,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But they also printed unlimited amounts
They,
of
they-
money.
They printed $4 trillion for
Yeah,
COVID.
so it's like one problem to solve another problem, and
Shrimp.
Trump was trying to make a more of a business decision, while the Biden administration was more of a printing press scenario. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
see. I do see both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
And like I personally thought the tariff things was probably good because it's also pretty much showing that like we're not gonna like bow down to like
To the Chinese,
to the
yeah.
Chinese overlords.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't help when you like you're sending hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars to everybody.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause it's-
and
that's
every
not
new
It's not
every new
Yeah, I
bill
mean-
that comes out, it's like
Yeah.
hundreds of billions of dollars for these people,
Yeah.
hundreds of billions of dollars for these people, and it's like,
Yep.
stop giving people money. Why are we giving everyone money?
That's right.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. Well, Biden said that, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, "We are in the position to help, so we should be helping."
why didn't they help the people in Hawaii? The people, you know what the people in
Hey.
Hawaii got?
Yeah.
Good point.
They're like, first of all,
They
they're
got the rock.
like, no,
They got like $40.
no, literally they got like $700, and then
Really?
$700, and then
I got a better
and know what else?
stimulus.
Know what else they
Yeah,
got?
you did.
I
They,
got a
they got
better-
all the insurance companies not fucking
coming
not,
through.
not coming through, and,
Yeah.
and not like they're like, no, sorry, we can't process your claim.
Mhm.
So like, cool, we have an actual state of the United States, and they're like, here's $700. Meanwhile, we're just like, I think we're up to $600 billion now to
Oh,
Ukraine.
Gosh.
Wow.
But like,
Yeah.
we're giving like U.S. citizens. Sorry, homie.
Yeah.
Like, your entire, your fucking everything you own is on fire.
Yeah.
Here's $700.
So
Hash browns.
the
That
last
should get you by for a little bit.
So the last part of the debate essentially was about them personally and could they deal with the age.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that they asked
The
them
age,
both.
yeah,
Yes.
and
This is the
So this
greatest
is a-
fucking argument in the history of
I know,
mankind.
and the golf clubs
It's the
thing,
golf-
like
They're like,
the
it's-
handicap.
yeah,
God.
like I'll say, like go take a driving contest.
I know. I was talking.
like, dude,
I was talking to my-
I'd pay $1,000 pay-per-view to watch a driving contest.
I was talking to my father-in-law the other night, or like last night, basically, and it was like, what do you think the other countries
I know, right?
think of us?
I was
Like
wondering that too. I was wondering
our
that when we were
leaders
seeing-
are arguing over handicap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've never even had that argument with you.
well,
Like, bro,
oh, you really?
yeah, you want to go?
You want to see?
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
hit the lane?
yeah. I've never even had that argument with you at all.
Well, I mean, you could say like, what are other countries saying? But then like,
I know.
you know, if
No,
you
I
want,
know.
if you want to like flash forward to, you know, what just
Totally.
happened in was it Mexico? Was the Mexico?
Oh yeah,
elections?
with the president.
Oh my
I
God! Literally,
know.
like 37 candidates killed.
Yeah.
And then they
true.
finally like
Very true.
Like instead of arguing about
I like
golf,
that.
they just murder you.
Yeah,
and then it's finally
I
like
that.
the only one left
Yeah.
standing. It's like a
Yeah.
fucking free for all.
It's like we are on the pedestal of the top, and so we get looked at. But then
But meanwhile,
there's so much corruption.
like,
Meanwhile, it's $12,000 for a coffee in Venezuela.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
literally.
I get it.
And like there's rolling
Yeah, I
blackouts
get it.
and like no
Okay.
one has power or water.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So like we're still like it's
Yeah.
still better, but it's still like insane.
Yeah. Okay,
So
but real quick,
Yeah.
talk about the age.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Once-
Biden will be 86
Okay.
if he won in his term.
Yeah.
So
Wait, at
in
the
his
end of
last
the term?
year-
At the end of his
yeah.
term.
At the end of his term.
So his
okay.
last year, he would be 86 years old.
Okay.
And then Trump would be
Trump-
83 because
83,
he's 3
yeah.
years older
Okay.
than Trump. I just
Both
think,
of them are too old. Honestly.
I agree
Facts.
with you 100%.
Facts.
I was
Both
like,
of
bro,
them.
Okay, here's an argument. In your company,
Yeah.
and in your company, do you have anybody over 80?
no,
No.
not even close.
No.
Not even close.
like
Not
remotely
Over
even-
close.
70?
Hell no.
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 So why are we doing this? Why are we allowing this to happen? I don't understand. And that's why I think we posted something the other day. Like, can we do something? Like,
There's like a
can
younger.
is there
person,
like a
please?
signature I can sign
Anything? A
that
petition?
says that this is too old?
Yeah.
But like in
for
the
sure.
in this game, but if you had to choose between those two,
But we have to.
I mean,
like
we-
that's our choice.
We have to.
since we have to choose between these two, I'm sorry, but dude, Biden looked like a fucking corpse.
I was just gonna ask you guys, like, okay, you had to
Dude,
choose a
dude,
winner
Dude,
last night. It's very
I
clear.
know.
I mean,
Very clear.
it was who's
who's the loser? At least it was very clear who's the loser.
I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
odds are
You know what I mean?
on in his favor.
no. It was
You know,
very clear that
Trump's favor.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Biden did worse, and then I knew it was because I was like maybe I'm just really biased, you know. And then
Yeah.
I watched like the CNN, you know, super Democratic CNN commentators afterwards, and they're all like,
We're in
fucked."
trouble.
They
We're
were
in
literally
trouble.
like, he was like, I got 400 text messages.
Yep.
Everyone's freaking out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking like fire sale.
Yeah.
You know what's
Everyone's-
wild? In
I did
theory,
see a couple of post interview or posts whatever like
Yeah.
Commentary. Everybody's saying the same
They're
thing.
freaked out.
And
they're
they're-
like, we're fucked.
And they're like some that are saying that they're calling for him to like step down, but they're afraid of Kamala Harris like has to
I know
take
she's
over.
you know-
worse.
you
And
know-
they're like, no.
You know, there's a theory. There's a theory that so the Democratic National Committee meeting in
Yeah.
election or not election but a nomination
Mhm.
is in the end of August.
Oh, so they could
Yeah.
technically.
They can
So
nominate
they
somebody
push
else.
this debate earlier.
Oh, so just so they can see if he like fucking
So there's
if
a
he's just, like,
theory.
fucking
There's a
cooked.
theory that the DNC is deciding
who's gonna step up.
if this is gonna be like, should we put our support behind this candidate
But-
or not?
He has to agree, right? He has to step down.
No,
No,
I thought he did.
no,
no, but you're gonna
because-
take votes away if he doesn't. Meaning, yeah, like if he say he has 20% of all the
Oh.
votes, just based on they love Biden.
Yeah,
they love him.
There's people who really just
Yeah,
don't.
they just love him. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but
So
they
if he
would,
says "fuck this," I'm gonna run without the DNC,
Oh,
which is
okay.
insane.
yeah, I'm going independent.
They would be like, "You're gonna lose 20% for the Democratic Party."
Okay.
And they don't want that. They
Yeah,
want
they
it
don't
like
want that,
unified.
So
No,
they
yeah,
need to
yeah.
get him like
Well, the
on
thing I
board
saw
if they do
today,
it.
literally today, was Biden's like, I'm not backing down. I'm not.
I know,
I'm not
yeah.
stepping down.
That's right. So the end of this is that they announced that the next debate is September 10th.
They announced that?
They're gonna,
Oh, shit,
they're gonna
okay.
pump that motherfucker up with
So
so much
what
amphetamines.
what that
He's gonna be
means
like,
is
Oh well, that was
What
another
that
thing.
means
Like
is-
he
yeah.
was sick during that debate. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Well,
Biden.
he sounded hoarse. He sounded like he was sick.
He
He
sounded-
Oh, I
sounded
didn't
like
know that.
he sounded
Yeah.
like an
Was he?
automaton.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why didn't
Yeah,
they say
so-
that?
so-
He always sounds like
Oh,
that.
I would have put a press release out. Saying,
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm sick.
Okay, who
no,
said he
because then
was
it's an
sick?
excuse. You know, that's what.
But it's still an
Who
excuse.
saying CNN said that? Like everybody said that.
Well, of course they're trying to make excuses for.
No,
it.
no, I was
My
actually.
thing is, bro,
I was watching Fox. They said the same shit.
Dude, my thing is, bro.
He had a cold.
He
it
always,
was confirmed.
He always.
I'm not making
he
it up.
always sounds like that. He's always.
He
it's
always
like,
sounds
does he have a cold?
comatose, but
Every
like he
time when
sounded
he's
like
"Hey, yeah,"
hoarse.
He's like shimmy da shimmy, shimmy. Yeah, 5 million trillion billions. Like,
and then he's like, anyway, forget it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's
Come
not-
on, man. Come on,
Yeah, he's
man.
not the most eloquent
The corn pop.
president we've ever had.
No, dude.
We've come a long way since the,
Yeah, since the elite.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, But then even
Don't fear what your country you can do for your country.
But don't you like really think about like all like the badass presidents like in history have all not been 80.
100%.
Like they've all like George Washington was
Why
like
are we
23.
allowing this? I don't understand. I feel like, what do we do?
No, you know what it is?
That's the problem. Is there's nothing to do.
You've been led to believe that you can't do anything.
Well, I think
And
the
you just have to
Republicans,
accept-
the
you have to
Republicans try to do something. Remember, like there was a whole bunch of them. Like
I know, but
what's
no.
what's the guy from Florida? Fucking
Oh,
forgot his name.
DeSantis.
DeSantis. You know, he's
But
young.
no, but what happened is
Why
like,
did he back out?
no because
Because
he went
Trump
against Trump and then all the
sucks out all the air
dude,
out of the room.
The Trump supporters were like, "Fuck yeah, DeSantis,"
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry," and he's like, "I'll support Trump again."
I gotta say,
You know which one actually looked kind of cool, kind of decent? Vivek?
Oh, Vivek.
Yeah.
Vivek or whatever.
Well,
however you
word
say
around
it.
the old G Vine is that
he might be the
the VP mate
Maybe that's why he stepped
for
down.
Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, VP is the most useless post
I
in
know,
like,
right?
the history of mankind. Like,
You know what-
Well,
anything.
you know
maybe
what's-
not so much for an 80-year-old.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
You
Look at
know, like
Kamala.
you got a shot. You got a chance.
I mean, come on. You take Kamala, who's like
True,
a low functioning autistic person, and she's she's doing that job. Like
True.
Jesus Christ.
You also have last thing, and then we'll kind of wrap up here. Is in theory, what could happen? You ready?
Yeah.
Trump could win, and then the next election, Biden could run again.
When he's 3,000
Oh
years
my
old.
God.
Oh my God, dude,
Can you
kidding
imagine?
me?
We have 14 years, 12 years of Biden, Trump, Biden, Trump, Biden, Trump.
No,
In
please.
theory,
Like,
it could happen.
Biden's he's doing like virtual debates.
God damn
He's
it.
like
Virtual.
from like hospice, and he's like, yes.
God damn it.
Oh my
Damn
God.
politics.
I know it's the worst, dude.
Worst.
It's the worst. I do feel like as a last point, like I feel like Trump had a really golden opportunity just to just be cool. All he had to do was
Yeah.
like chill and just like
Probably right.
let fucking Biden implode because he was already
Probably
imploding.
right.
He
and
let
could've
him
just-
like
Probably
lose, like
yeah,
let
just
him
let him beat himself.
beat himself.
And he would have
yeah.
let him hang himself, and then if he just would have like been cool, they would have been like, shit. Like there's nothing we could say, but
Yeah.
of course you get to the end and he's like, "You fucking Biden, you stupid, you're a child. You can't drive a club. You can't even hit it 50 yards. You piece of shit." I'm like, dog, why you gotta do it? Like just fucking shut up.
I know.
Like why do you gotta
I
do
know.
this? Like you won.
He's got the worst
you
PR
already
handlers.
won.
Doesn't he have the worst PR
He's the
handlers?
He does.
worst.
He's
like-
off the rails.
yeah.
He would have won last time if
know.
he wasn't fucking such a dick.
At least he's not tweeting.
Oh
True.
my God. Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean? This election, he's not tweeting. That's
But
good.
dude, he's still posting shit. You
I
see
know,
that? You see
I-
the what
did.
they call
On
like
truth or what?
no on
No,
social.
Biden drug.
Yeah, the Biden, what are they-
sleepy
Yeah,
drug.
the Biden sleepy drug. It's
So
like,
I didn't
funny.
see that.
You gotta
dude,
check
it's
that out.
hilarious.
Pretty
Dude, it's-
funny.
He's the ultimate troll. He's the
It's
world's,
basically
he's
like
the world's
it's like
greatest
a
troll.
commercial that he made of if you want to go to sleep, you just listen to Biden speeches.
And,
And he like made a drug out of it. Kind
and
of
it's like
Bidenetric.
Yeah, Bidenomics or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's good.
And like the kid's like so wild. And it's like my parents just getting nuts. They're all like passing out.
All right, well, that's what we got tonight for the news of the month. That's June for you. We'll catch you in July.
Love you guys.
See you guys.
Nighty night.
Peace.